do. What is Club Plus? Well, Club Plus is, we always recognize that there was an opportunity, sorry, the same administrative challenges that face the likes of the BMFA, you guys as the club administrators also face as well. So we always saw an opportunity for you to appreciate exactly that same capability to effectively streamline your administrative processes as well. So really, what are those? Well, if you think of the majority of the admin that you do, you've got a requirement to potentially gather certain information pertinent to your club. Now, that might well be a little bit of introduction when somebody joins the club, wondering what their experience of flying different craft are. It could be gathering information about what crafts they have as experience. It could well be their interest in the likes of whether it is competitions or whether it's just the social side. So there's that side, and that's profile information. Another area is obviously the opportunity for you to gather the membership revenues through your club, but do it through some form of online process, very similar to what you've got with the BMFA. The other side of it is obviously holding any form of events or training, participation training, etc. Or it could well just be a social gathering or fundraising for your club as well. Those are some of the things that I know that all clubs need to get involved with. At the heart of two of those is obviously the opportunity to gather payments, revenues to your club directly into the bank account. And that's what the online payment area is. Last but not least, obviously what you're wanting to do is do some form of analysis through reporting, and then obviously communicate with all of your member community as well through email or other means. So really that is the complement of what Club Plus is doing. But the big thing about this is that it's actually part and parcel of the same portal that you appreciate for the BMFA. So what it's doing is actually operating as an extension to that current standard capability. So really that's what I'm showing on the screen. So if you think of what you've currently got, the updating of your club profile, the import of the members, the buying of the NGB membership, PMFA, etc. But then you've got all of this additional functionality over and above that. I mean, many of you are probably doing this on a spreadsheet or could well be using a third-party application. But the beauty of it is that there are benefits of using exactly that same portal. Those being obviously eradication of the duplication of administration, because all your members are already in the BMFA system. So why would you want to replicate it onto another system? If you're using spreadsheet, obviously you've got a burden to do with GDPR and ensuring that all of that information is maintained in a safe location. You've got that with Go Membership already. It's completely consistent with the BMFA system, obviously, and your members are already accustomed to using the BMFA system. So why not extend it a little bit further? Going on and considering your own administrative duties, the big thing about this is undoubtedly in the likes of the COVID time is just getting away from that, sorry for using the term, but dirty money, but that's what it is. And obviously the need to go into a bank and actually put checks or cash in there, because all of this can be done online. And obviously, the big thing is time saving and effort saving as well, because ultimately, yes, we want you to spend more of your time actually flying planes instead of doing the administrative duties. To your members, there's also a benefit. First of all, that single user experience, namely the fact that they're accustomed to everything to do with Go Membership already through the BMFA. Why not just expand it a little bit further and allow them to do exactly the same for your club within the same portal? Keeping all of that information, both that you and the BMFA needs, all within the system, and ultimately, obviously paying for everything through the one portal as well. Couldn't be easier, and they know how to do it. So why not use the same platform? As far as the cost of this is concerned, yes, it is a small investment, but as I say, if you're using a third-party application, you're probably having to pay out for that already. We've tried to keep this as simple as possible. Basically, the only charge there is to you is either a monthly, a quarterly, or an annual fee, depending upon how long you want to commit at any one time. And there are discounts for the quarterly and the annual subscriptions. The big thing about it is, yep, you can cancel anytime if you don't like it, but we are working very, very hard to ensure that it is useful to you and you see it of huge benefit to you and obviously your members. So what is the cost? Well, it comes down to really what sort of capabilities you're looking for. And what we've done is we've actually packaged it up as effectively 2 packages, but we've actually expanded that predominantly for the BMFA initially. The 2 packages are essential. It does what it says on the box, namely the fact that it provides you all of those capabilities that I explained earlier on. What we've done is we've recognized that a lot of clubs have got a slightly lower number of members, and they, that 12 pounds a month or 120 pounds a year is a little bit steep and cuts into the club coffers. So what we've done is we've said, okay, we'll provide that same functionality, but we'll restrict it to only 40 members maximum for the light version, but we'll give you that same functionality as in the essential package, whereas the essential and the pro, unlimited number of users. For the pro, you do get quite a few of additional capabilities, namely the fact that you can have the likes of installments, recurring payments, you've got advanced data capture, etc., etc. And you'll see some of those in the demonstration in a minute or two's time. Okay, since I mentioned the demonstration, let's get over and let's show you how simplified your club experience could actually be. So just moving over, and as I say, this is actually a live system, although it's in sandbox mode. So I've actually created a dummy club. It's based around the Gloucester area, which is where I live. I know there's a good number in this area as well. So exactly the same logins as you would do normally. I'm just logging into myself and you'll see me and my new profile. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step through each of those functions and capabilities that I described before. So just explaining, as I say, I've actually set up a dummy club. It's called the Sandhurst Mobile Flying Club, of which I've got a good number. I've included my family or representatives of my family. They're not real, but there they are. So the profile looks exactly the same as you'd expect it to be, because you know what? It's the same system as you used to. One of the first changes, though, is when it comes to the likes of the mobile, the member details. So you've got all of your standard BMFA profile details as you have described already. But you'll notice, because of the fact that I'm now Club Plus, that the Sandhurst MFC is also able to ask some questions. In this particular question, I've just created the one data field and a couple of entries here that I'm able to respond to. And there were the 2 examples that I suggested earlier on. But under the Club Plus, you can create as many of these data containers as you want and be as complex as you want them to be as well. And you, just as you've got with the BMFA, you've got exactly the same types of questions and options for those questions. So you might be asking, how difficult is it to set that up? Well, let's have a quick look. So just dropping into the administrative area, you'll notice as club members, you've got the same area here. But what's now happened is that because I've taken out Club Plus, I've got an expansion on the number of administrative areas, one of which is field management. So just drop into there. It'll pull up the options that are available to me. And there's that one form that I created. So just opening that up, and you can see all I've needed to do is put a title in, add a logo, add the 2 fields in. If I want to do something clever, I've got the options to do so, such as mandating it, they've got to fill that in, or defining who is actually, whether it's visible to a member or administrative or modifiable by that member. There's all manner of options there. But to add another field, you just add a field in. If you want an extra section, you just add another section in and then additional fields on top of that. It really, really couldn't be simpler. So that's that side. What about membership? So let's drop into the next area. So looking at the membership area, you will notice we've got exactly the same as before because I've stressed it's the same platform. But what happens is with Club Plus, you then have your own category set underneath. In this case, it's Sandhurst MFC. If we drop into that, you'll see the two member options that I've defined. I've created one for an adult, I've created one for a child, and obviously because of my age, it's not visible. I've then created a family discount in there as well, just exactly the same as the BMFA, sorry. If I wanted to take out some membership, all I would do, because I'm in as myself, simply collect that. You'll see I've pulled a number of fields in, including those two fields that I said earlier on. I've got to include the contact, the emergency contact details, because I've advocated that that is the case. I simply finish. Do I want to proceed any further? Not yet. I want to go back and I'm going to add my daughter's details in as well. So repeat exactly the same process, add a junior in and simply finish. Yes, I'll go to the cart. The two items appear in the cart. There they are, one for an adult and one for a junior. You'll see here that I've actually got some discounts in because of the family ticket. If I need to understand what they are, there we are. For a family of two or more, for a family of two or more, I get a discount. It works in exactly the same way as the BMFAs. If I want to pay by card, you'll see that because I've actually logged in as the club administrator, I have got the option to be able to accept cash or checks as well. But I'm going to pay by card. I've actually made these as subscriptions, so I'm obviously working with the Pro package. Go into the card, use my magical card number. That's not open to anybody else, by the way. It's just pure and simply in this mode, and simply pay for those dues. And that's gone through in exactly the same way as normal. Let's just see that payment go through. Exactly the same as the BMFA's solution. What will have happened is an email will have come, this time from Sandhurst Club. It will be personalized from Sandhurst Club and include whatever information was appropriate. And I'll come to that providing I've got time at the end. So what does it look like as far as your club administrator view is concerned? So let's go and have a look at that. So I'll just go to your usual club members view. And you'll see that there is a subtle difference that has appeared within this particular screen. Apologies for the performance. As I say, this is actually on a secondary server, with it being just a sandbox. Okay, you'll notice that what we've done is we give the club administrator total visibility as to the current status of the BMFA's membership and the current status of your club membership. And you can see in the case of Charlie and myself, both of our club memberships are now active. And you're saying, well, okay, can I see that in detail? Well, at the moment, you can see all of the BMFA memberships there, but guess what? We've built in an option here to be able to break it down to see what memberships you've actually got at club level as well. So you see we've got 8 members, we've got 2 adult memberships, we've got 2 junior memberships, and we've got 4 with no membership. And those would be Chris, Steve, Amy, and Katie. If we just drill into that, the radio dials work in exactly the same way, and there they are as you would expect them to be. If you want to understand the junior ones, click on that. There's James and Charlie, etc., etc. So it's completely familiar operation. as you would expect it to be. Okay. Okay, so let's move on to events. So in exactly the same manner, we go into the events area. So once again, completely familiar to you. I think I've created an event in here. You've got exactly the same as you would. Obviously, with this being the sandbox, there's nothing actually completed in there, but I actually created one for basic proficiency training as part of my club. And you can see it's £20 per ticket. So let's just go into there. Now, you might be wondering why I left my good lady out of that. Well, out of giving her a membership. Well, I thought, well, I would be spiteful. No, that's a joke. So I'm going to go into the family booking, and obviously I have the option to be able to book all of us on. You'll see I've just got the one ticket, but I've done something quite cute with this. So it was £20 was the standard ticket cost, but I'm going to book myself on, I'm going to book Amy on, I'm going to book on Charlie as well. You can see here I've got the 3 confirmed bookings. Drop into that, and let's drop into the cart. And you should see something that's happened here. So what's happened is there's me. It's cost me £20, the standard rate. But because Amy isn't a member, I've decided I'm going to charge her a bit more. So we've added a surplus in there. In the case of Charlie, because she's a junior, we've knocked £5 off hers. But look, it's all automated. You don't need to worry about it. So if you wanted to invite other members from other clubs to come down to your basic proficiency, you've got an opportunity of generating a little bit more money as well. So all of the options, and it can all be automated. You don't have to worry about it. If you wanted to see the reasons, you just have a look up here. There's one that's a surcharge, and there we are. It's a visitor fee. And in the case of the discount, it's the junior discount. Let's just simply pay for that once again. Use my magical card. And pay for it. Works in exactly the same way. So an email will be sent to, in this case, it's going to be me, advising them that I've actually bought these 3 tickets, and it might include anything from joining instructions to whatever else, or a COVID check to be up on the times, etc. So you might be thinking as the administrator, well, do I know how many people have actually booked onto that? Well, the answer of that is yes. So if we just go into the event management area, we get a summary of all of the events that we've run through history. In this case, there's just the one. And you can see here we've got 3 bookings. Who are those bookings? Well, let's have a look at the attendee list. And the attendee list is Charlie, Amy, and Phil, as you'd expect it to be. And you've got the opportunity to export all of those to effectively the joining list as well. So as people come along to your event, you can tick the names off. You've got all of that information, etc., etc. You've even got the opportunity to ask additional information at this point. So you could have included emergency contact information just in case there's an accident there, and that would have appeared on exactly that same spreadsheet. So you've got all of the information you need to hand to manage it appropriately. Okay, so that's events and courses. So really just in somewhat wrapping up, I've got a couple of other things as well. So first of all, I said about communications. You've got a very, very capable communications medium through email. Here's one I created earlier in good old Blue Peter fashion. What you've got is the ability through your own email to generate very, very competent messages out. And through the editor, you can include pictures, you can include all sorts of things, and you can personalize it as well through this insert profile field. That is actually that hashtag first name. So in this case, it's going to say, hi, Andy, hi, Charlie, hi, Fred, whatever else it is. What we've also done is that every one of those club events, we've actually included a unique URL. So you can see, if you can read this, it's just pure and simply due to the popular demand, we've got this next one. These are the costs. And if you're really interested, just click on the following link and it will take you directly to that particular event. So it's a great way of promoting it. You can even copy that into Facebook and Twitter or anything else to really, really promote it as widely as you want to. And as it said, book early. So that's that one. Just dropping a little bit further, one of the key things you want to do is understand what your finances are. So let's go into the finances and see how much money you've actually gathered to date. So looking at this, just pulling it up, it's obviously doing its calculations. So all of the money that we've actually gathered. There we are. So payments to date, payment receipts to date is £224. The income that will be going into the bank coffers is 216, and to date there's been £7.31 in fees. If we want to break that down, 159 is associated with memberships, 65 is associated with events. So what happens if somebody drops out? Well, you can deal with that, because the beauty of it is that you've got access to each of those payments. And because people paid online, guess what? You're able to refund through the whole system. So there we are. There's one that was James Cheeseman's. If he needed to back out, there we are. We can refund it, and that refund would go back into onto James's credit card or debit card within the usual 7 to 10 days. Great way, simple way, get away from the dirty money, as I said before. What about the subscription plans? Have you got visibility of those? Well, absolutely. So these are the two subscription plans that are set up for Phil and Charlie. You've got visibility of them. What are they? Well, there we are. You can see it was me who paid for it. It was a junior payment, and the next time it's due is the 31st of the 12th, 20. It was a shortened term, obviously tying in with the BMFA's own schedule. So you've got all of those options. You've got indication of all of the planned payments and any failed payments as well. So that's money coming in. One of the other cute things is that I said about the fact that you can personalize all emails. Well, what you're able to do is tie together our notification engine that comes from your site, in this case, Sandhurst MFC, and you can personalize each of these. So if you wanted a reminder for your own membership packages a month in advance, you can go in, you can copy this. I can show you quickly how to do that, and you can completely personalize using that same hashtag capability as I demonstrated earlier on. The beauty of that, everything is coming from your own club, your own notifications, and you never have to worry about it. It's the system that's looking after you all of the time in a very proactive manner. I think I've largely covered most of the things off that I wanted to. Let me just see if there's anything else that's come through. Yeah, so let's just do one last thing. So yeah, I think I know the address. So let's say you've got a completely new member. A new member turns up at a club meeting, let's say. How would they join on? Well, you could obviously input the details as you would as a club administrator normally, and simply add them in. And obviously they'd be automatically associated with your club. The alternative is we can actually provide you with quite a cute link, so that this link, all they would have to do is click on this link. They would go through the normal registration process, which is what I'm going to demonstrate in a second. But the last thing is that what would actually happen, all right, yeah, sorry. Yeah, and what would actually happen is that that would automatically link them to your particular club, so they don't need to worry about that at all. So the thing is, we've tried to streamline all of that side as well. You're probably wondering, how on earth do you actually sign up to it? So very, 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 very briefly, all I'll do is I'll just drop back into there. I'm the club administrator. Coming into the menu area, as I say, if you want to have a look, what you'll see is you've got your normal icons there. You will see just the one icon that says Learn More. All you do is you click on the Learn More tile. It will take you into this particular area, which has got another video on it. You can walk through all of this step by step. You'll see all of the features that I discussed earlier on. You can alternatively step over the tabs at the top, common questions, and then you'll come to the final one, which is the pricing. Now, you'll see from the next couple of days, there will actually be a fourth element on here. So you'll have Essential, you'll have Essential Light, and you'll have Pro. You'll be able to compare all of the features and functionality and everything else you want. You can go through the various pricing plans, because I mentioned if you go for monthly, it's £12 a month, including VAT. If you go to quarterly, it's 33, and you'll actually save 1 month's payment over the course of the year. But if you go for the yearly payment, you'll see we're actually charging you 10 months worth for the whole of it. All you'd need to do is simply click on that select plan, and you just progress from that point forward, and it will guide you through everything. It really is as simple as that. Okay, Andy, I'm bang on time for once in my life. It is exactly half an hour. I feel quite exultant in doing so. And I just wondered whether there was anything else you wanted me to cover off before I hand over to you totally.
You'll be adding, I'm assuming, the light prices and onto the pricing.
Yeah, we'll be. Yeah, a good point. Yeah. So yeah, we'll include the light price into there over the course of the next day or so.
Yeah. One thing, just based on one of the questions that was asked, this is an optional extra. You're not suddenly going to have to start paying to use the system as you have been for the past 2 years now.
Yeah, apologies for that. Yeah, absolutely. This is purely and simply a voluntary option for you. So absolutely no changes whatsoever to your current usage of the system. We're not levying anything else. All we're doing is we're saying if you want to utilize this functionality rather than an alternative third party, or using your Excel spreadsheet, the functionality is there for you to make use of, hopefully, as we consider it, a pretty fair deal for everybody.
Yeah.
Thank